Hello everyone. This is February-March 2023, paper 6, variant 2 for physics paper. Let's start with the first question. The question is asking about a student determine the diameter of a marble by two methods and calculate the density of a material or of the material from which the marble is made. So at the end of the question, you have a question to calculate the density, and at the beginning, you need to calculate the diameter of the marble by using two methods, as you will see in this part. The first method in the question, here you have 5 marbles, and the question asks to measure the diameter of the marble. So in this case, you need to detect the diameter between this line and this line by using the ruler, okay? And you get a distance, or this distance is represent the diameter of the 5 marbles. But wait a minute, we need to measure the diameter of one marble, not the 5 marbles. So you have to divide 7.8 centimeter over 5, you will get the diameter of the one marble. Okay. Question double I, suggest why it's more accurate for using, when you're using a ruler to measure the diameter for the 5 marbles rather than measuring the diameter by using one marble only. In the practical experiments, when you use more than one marble and then you so that means the 5 marbles here you distribute the error or you decrease the source which we may cause uncertainty in your result. So using 5 marbles in the question or in this method will decrease or reduce the uncertainties of the value you will get at the end of the question of your reading. Method number 2, represent a figure here, and here we have another way to measure the diameter of a marble. As you see, you have two wooden blocks, as you see in the question, and a marble and a bench. And describe how the student uses two blocks in the marble to determine a new accurate value for the diameter of a marble. Draw a diagram, okay, to show the arrangement and describe clearly how the student ensures that the value for the diameter for marble is as accurate as possible. So here we have a question. The mark of the question is 2 mark. So we need 2 keywords to get your marks. First of all, my recommendation to draw a diagram, as you see, a simple diagram, not a diagram like artists, just a simple diagram to represent what we will do to measure how can we measure the diameter by using the 2 blocks and a marble. So simply can place this marble or the sphere or this marble between the 2 wooden blocks and then measure the diameter between the gaps. So the gap here is represent the diameter of the marble. But wait, you need to increase the accuracy, increase the decrease the uncertainties of your value. So you may repeat the experiment by taking the reading from different axes of marble and then calculate the average of the marble. Question number C, at the end of this question, after we know the diameter of the marble, so we need to calculate the density and first of all, you need to measure the mass of this marble. Here you have the student uses the stub of pan balance as shown in the figure to measure the mass of the 5 marbles. So the first step in this experiment to measure an empty beaker and record the mass of the empty beaker as shown in this diagram. So M naught or MO is represent the original mass without any marble, without adding any marble, which is equal 30.8 gram. After we add 5 marbles in the bakers, so the mass of the total mass increases. So the mass of the 5 marble here is equal 64.3 gram. Now we need to calculate the mass of the average mass of one marble. But how can we measure the mass of one marble? Here it's very simple. You have the mass of the 5 marbles, as you see. Okay, the mass of the 5 marbles is equal 64.3. Okay, so you will subtract it minus 30.8. Okay, so you got here, you get equal. The result will be 64.3 minus 30 minus 30.8 equal 33 equal 33.5. But this is the mass of the 5 marbles only. But we need to calculate the mass of one marble, so you need to divide 33.5, okay, divide by 5, so the result will be 6.7, as you see in the mark scheme or the answer. Okay, question double I here. The student pours water into measuring cylinder, and he records the reading of the volume of the water level in the measuring cylinder. So the first volume is equal 26. The second step, we measure the mass of the marbles. So the mass, okay, the mass here is equal 6.7 gram. Okay, this is the mass of the one marble. Okay, highlight it and leave it خليها كده على جنب عشان تفضل تفتكر ان انت معاك الماس. Okay, in the question double I, the student pours the water into a measuring cylinder. So and he records the volume V1 of the water level in the measuring cylinder. So the volume of the measuring cylinder without adding any marbles equals 26 cubic centimeters. After we add the 5 marbles in the known volume, which is 26 cubic centimeter, the volume increases to 38. So, but wait, how can we draw the reading here? Be careful. As you know, you should take the reading from the bottom of the meniscus, not from the top, not from the middle, because this is the important precaution should be taken while taking any reading in a liquid using a measuring cylinder. Question triple I here, you have calculate the value of the average volume of one marble and use the value from the C double I to calculate the volume of one marble. So here we have the volume of my 5 marbles. So the volume of 5 marbles here, this is the volume of 5 marbles with the water, which is represented by V2 is equal 38, as we said. And the volume with empty cylinder with the volume of non-volume water equal 26. But we need to calculate the volume of one marble, not for the 5 marbles. So subtract 38 minus 26 and divide it by 5, you will get the volume of one marble only. So here we have another important value we need to highlight it. So here we have the mass of the one marble, okay? And we have the mass and we have the volume of one marble. So we can calculate easily the density. As you remember, the density can be calculated by the rule mass over volume. So volume, here we have 2.4 cubic centimeter, and we have the mass 6.7. So straightforward substitution here, you can calculate the density, which is 2.8. Here we have another question, which is related about the precaution must be taken, or how can we increase the accuracy? Which what are the main source of inaccuracy may you get in this experiment? Okay, I think the using of a larger volume in a smaller volume of water. For example, here you have a smaller volume. Okay, you can take a look here. The volume is equal only 26 cubic centimeters. So you should take measuring cylinder, which is uh, uh, suitable to take the reading of this very small volume. But you cannot use a small volume in a larger measuring cylinder because it may cause inaccuracy for the reading. Okay, and how can we improve the experiment? We can improve the experiment by using larger larger measuring cylinder to using a smaller, sorry, measuring cylinder because we have only very small volume because we have only 26. You can take a look here for some accepted answer, and you can return back to the mark scheme to make sure your answer is correct here, and what are the main mistakes you may write it in this part of the experiment. So you should obey the rules of the mark scheme. Thank you for watching, and the question 2 will be in the next video, inshallah. Thank you.